what smoking weed is really doing to you, and like we can end it off on that story. So I just would go in the garage, we'd all smoke weed, we'd gather up, put a little 20, 30, 100 balls, and I'd get my first $100 at my job, and then I would go smoke weed with it. I'm like, the fuck, you know? So I was never saving money. What's good, boys? Hope amazing day. And this is a very, very special video. And I don't want you guys to skip at all, just because the thing about these videos that I talk about, I don't just say it because I'm judging anybody on here. I'm saying it truly because like I care about, you know, my community, and I care about just this world in general. Like I want this world to be a better place. And that's why I help people. Like that's why I help people get in the best shape of their life. I help people on their mindset, their habits, their training, everything, because it also helps me understand on, you know, even about myself. I've been through every single thing that I talk about in these videos. I don't just lie. Been through a lot of shit, right? You guys can look back at my old videos on my TikTok, my Instagram. That's the thing I want to talk about today. I want to talk about on basically how smoking weed like literally killed me. Like smoking weed literally killed me. There's a lot of people in this world that talk about how smoking weed isn't bad for you. But I could say the exact opposite, because what it was doing for me, it was only making me believe in myself when I was high, right? Like I would have imaginations. You guys ever have that time where you smoke weed and you're just like have those imaginations like, oh, I can't wait to wake up in the morning, win, and like you start to think about these thoughts. Well, that's only temporary. That's only a temporary thought. No, welcome. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome, man. Hope you guys subscribe and like everything that I tell you guys, because you could be two different type of people, right? Someone that does these things and you don't care and you think I'm just talking on my ass, or you're gonna sit there and listen and then you're gonna understand of where I'm coming from, or you're the other person that's like, damn, I like what this guy's saying. I've been through that. I've been through those tough times. You know, when I lived down in Michigan, and I have stories about it too, go back and, you know, really look at my story in general so you understand of who I am. I really recommend that. But if not, I lived in Michigan at one point in my life, and I moved to Houston, and then I moved to Miami. And I'm just gonna give you guys that. And you guys can go watch the rest of my videos if you guys want. I've been smoking for about 7 to almost 10 years now. Ever since I've been like 14, I started smoking weed. That's the first addiction. That was the first addiction. It was weed, and then it was vaping, right? So I can make another video about vaping, but it's the same thing that applies for this. When I was smoking weed every single day, you know, this started off when I was 14, bro, you know, with my boy Martone. He's still one of my best friends down in Michigan. I grew up with him, such a cool guy. I don't blame anything on him. I blame it on myself, but we just started hanging out with the wrong people, bro. Like you start to attach to things that really put some, you know, hanging around people like that, they act like they're your friends. They act like, you know, you really have a deeper level of respect for you. And, you know, you think that they have a deeper respect for you and they want you to do good in life. And that's how you think. That's the complete opposite, right? So when I started smoking weed when I was 14, and then I would like not really smoke weed every single day, but then it started when I got into high school, right? Around high school when I was like 16, maybe I was 16, not 14, but I was like 16 years old or something like that. It's like 8th grade I started, and then 9th grade, I got into really bad addiction, right? I started hanging around certain people. I started going to this garage, right? And it was full of just people that used to pitch in money for weed, vapes, carts. I used to smoke the carts all the time. But I remember those times where that's what was making me happy. And it's completely unbelievable on where I'm at now and where I was, because I don't get those feelings anymore. But I was consistently like smoking weed and trying to, you know, tell myself that I was doing so good in life just when I would hit that blunt or I would hit that cart. And then it just started becoming a habit every single day. I would bring weed to the school. You know, I'd smoke weed. I would like, you know, skip school. I'd smoke weed in my friend's car. I started skipping school a lot. I started destroying my education, which I don't believe in college. You know, hate me if you want to, but I don't believe in college. I think it's a fucking scam, just to be honest with you, right? But if you're going there for a reason, then yeah, hell yeah. But half of the population goes to college for no reason. Skipping school, just completely fucking up my whole life. And I was getting bad grades. I think in my first year of high school, I missed about almost 100 days. And that's like a lot of school. So I was missing school, I was smoking weed, I was skipping class. I was telling my mom that, you know, I just wasn't feeling good all the time, or I just would skip class and she would get a call, hey, why weren't you in class today? Be like, you know what? I was in class, I just forgot to, you know, tap me in. So then the lies, bro. Like, so smoking weed and my vices, not only did it make me lie to myself, but it made me lie to other people. So I started off lying. I started becoming a liar. Because if you guys don't understand, when you're lying to yourself, you're gonna start lying to other people. That's why it's so good to focus on you and focus on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, because then you'll start lying to your friends, you'll start lying to your family like I was, and it wasn't a good feeling. So I'd lie to my family, I'd get my report card and it'd be like fucking D's and E's, C's and B's, and then disgusting report cards, bro. And what smoking weed is really doing to you, and like, we can end it off on that story. So I just would go in the garage, we'd all smoke weed, we'd gather up, put a little 20, 30, 100 balls, and I'll get my first $100 at my job, and then I'll go smoke weed with it. I'm like, the fuck, you know? So I was never saving money. I'm just gonna let you guys know, if you continue keeping that habit, it's gonna destroy you for the rest of your life. Because not only did I bring weed out of high school, but COVID hit. And then after COVID hit, I was depressed. I got very, very depressed. I started thinking really about like suicidal thoughts, very, very bad, listening to Juice WRLD, putting demonic music in my ears, not motivational music. And it was downhill, bro, from there, you know? And at that time, it was just fucking rough, bro, because when you're just smoking weed, you have that mindset that's just like, oh, I'm just gonna hit this blunt and I'm gonna feel better. So I smoke and then keep on doing the same things. Got my car, hotboxing the fuck out of my car. Hotboxing, smoking weed with my friends, thinking that it was cool. And this the way that I looked, bro. The way that I looked when I was smoking weed, it was terrible. I didn't even care about myself anymore, man. Like half the people that smoke weed don't even understand what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. You are basically telling yourself that life's on easy mode. Life's okay. When you hit that blunt, life's okay. It's okay to just fuck off. It's okay to just not do really anything with my life. Cool, nice. Now you think that, you know, life's on easy mode, but then when real life shit hit me, that's when I went to go tell myself, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I feel like shit. So then I started blaming myself and I started blaming other people. I was a victim to that shit. And I talked about victim's mentality. I was a victim. So then what smoking weed and all that shit did to me was made me a victim, only a victim. Like that's all I was. Like I was blaming shit on other people, blaming shit on myself. And you might say, well, you're blaming shit on yourself. No, it was more on others than myself. And that was my problem. I was only blaming this shit on everybody else but me. So then, you know, it was a Juice WRLD era when, you know, like These Girls Are the Same came out, and then, bro, just instant depression, bro. Demonic music, listen to all that shit, bro. I was just depressed, bro. Just depressed. You know, got a girlfriend, still was depressed. Fucking her 4 times a day. Doing stupid shit, not working hard, got a job, hated my job. So it's like, if I want to let you guys know right now, if you guys want to stay in the same position, that's because you're doing the same shit. You're just telling you're just telling yourself every single day that life's on easy mode. It's gonna be okay. Because that's how it was for me. When I started smoking weed, and the thing is about weed, you want to do it more and more. Like you don't get high. Like you know that first time when you start smoking, like you're like, okay, I'm high as fuck. And then you're a year deep, 2 years deep, you're like, I need to smoke 5 blunts to get high. And that's how it was for me. I'd still get high off of 1 blunt, but you know what I'm talking about though. Like it was a constant addiction. Weed is definitely the devil. The weed is the devil. Stop smoking weed, get rid of it, whatever you can, because it destroyed my life for a long time. And then when I moved to Houston, I was still smoking weed a little bit. You know, I stopped smoking weed and then I picked back up when I started hanging out with people that actually smoked again. Started having anxiety attacks, started doing all these, like, you know, anxiety attacks, feeling like shit, sleeping on a mattress still, figuring my life out. And then something just like, you know, I got really blessed, found out a way to, you know, make some money, quit my jobs. And then I was still smoking weed. I was still doing the same shit. It's like, you know, fast forward, moving to Miami, bro, I was like, I got even more depressed. I was in a $4,000 apartment, depressed as fuck, smoking weed after I'd stream, after I'd do these things. So weed, it puts a tingle on you. It tingles you up and it puts you in a ball, and it's going to go for the rest of your life, where you just start to think the only times you're happy is when you hit that blunt, when you smoke that weed. But that was my problem. Then I got really depressed again when I was down in Miami. You know, this was just a year ago, bro. Like I was just there. I just moved to this apartment with my boy Jay. And ever since that, bro, my life has gotten better, man, because I put myself in different perspectives, like I'm learning new things. My business is going good. I'm not streaming as much because how much it took a toll on me. But then I finally gave up weed like 5 months ago. I just had the victim's mentality, bro. And like now that I quit, bro, I'm like reading books. I'm waking up early running. I'm doing a running challenge. I'm healthy as possible. I can actually be fluent while I'm talking to the camera. Not too many cuts. Like I have cuts here and there. Not everyone's perfect, you know, we all stutter here and there, but if I could just tell you guys, put down the weed, put down the drugs, put down the vices, the gambling. We're gonna go into another topic about gambling later on, but I wanted to make this video about weed. Weed's something that's very, very important to quit because it is a drug. People say it's not a drug, but it's there to make you relax and feel relieved with all your pain and all your pain inside, all your sorrows. No, you need to feel that shit every single day. As soon as I started doing that, I started fucking putting more pressure on myself. And it wasn't about the money anymore. It was about chasing the passion, the purpose. Do I love helping these clients? Do I love giving people results? Now it's not about me. It's about other people. So now I got to put other people before me as well. But put yourself first. Understand you're better than that. And that was like as short as the video as possible. Is like, if you guys can, bro, stop smoking weed. It's not good for you. It's going to kill you in the long run. It only gives you it gives you instant gratification that you're doing good in your life, but you're not. You could always be doing better. And that's how the richer gets richer and the poor gets poorer, because they continue doing the same things. They drink every single day. They smoke every single day. They do drugs every single day. And then their whole life goes into a ball. You're stuck and then you never change. So what's going to make you change is going to the gym, focus on the habits, nutrition, training, your routine, your systems. Focus on that stuff and then you will be good in life. Nothing will come across you. You won't have a victim's mentality and boom, your fucking problems are gone. As soon as I started going to the gym and actually focusing on myself, and I've been going to the gym for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I skipped out on that part, but the gym's not going to save you. The gym's not going to make you financially stable. The gym's not going to make you physically stable. The gym's not going to, you know, the nutrition is like, right? So it's like the training's only 10% of your life. So start thinking about how can I add different things and different structures to my life to make me better every single day. Everyone, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I wanted to start this video. I'm going to edit this video today, get it out for you guys, because this is one of my bad habits, my bad addictions that I had. So I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm very vulnerable about this shit because I want to tell you guys about my whole life and tell you guys about my process. You guys will see me become the man that I will become. And I feel like I'm the man right now, but you're really not the man until your future, until you start seeing more and more results. So you're never comfortable. You never want to be comfortable. And that's what weed does. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Stay solid. I love you guys. I hope you guys fucking kill it today. Stop smoking weed, and much love to everybody. I'll see you guys. Peace.